Oh. It's fashion's biggest night, guys, the Met Gala 2017. We're talking all of the fabulousness that was the red carpet here on Black Hollywood Live's Fashion 411.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live, Fashion 411.
And we're on fashion, so we're listening to David Bowie to start off. You feel it? Feel it? We get the energies going first, so we're ready to talk about everything. Yeah. That's why we waking up, girl. We gotta wake up. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're here at Black Hollywood Live's Fashion 411. Girl, you got all kind of snap in your hips and everything. You got more than I got going on. Oh my goodness. It's Black Hollywood Live Fashion 411. I'm your host, Courtney Stewart, and I'm joined at the table with my superstar co-host, Ms. Deanna Vaughn.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome.
Surprise again.
Welcome, welcome, girl. And we have a superstar special guest to talk all about the fashion, and we're going to talk about some beauty, and we're going to talk about how she's like amazing and CEOs and running the world and everything. Ms. Marlena Stell is in the building. MakeupGeek.com, y'all. But we'll talk about that a little bit later and get all the details so you know exactly where to go, because I know y'all looking at my lips right now and I'm wearing her stuff. So you want it.
I like
and
it.
you want it.
It looks great.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. I appreciate
I was
it.
going
And
to
thank
actually
you.
ask you what color it was when I saw it. I was like, that's really pretty.
Yes, it is. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Yeah. So something that I did also like a lot tonight is that we had the Met Gala happen, and I enjoy it every year. I get super excited because it's like, we talk about red carpets all the time, and they kind of get boring because everybody's like, "Ooh, you look really beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
It's not that interesting usually, but
Exactly.
the Met Gala is supposed to do something a little different.
Right.
They get to step
And
out of the box.
Step out of the box.
The
So
Met Gala is
let us
the
know what's up this
Oscars
year.
of fashion.
Exactly.
So I just want to share with everybody some details about this year's Met Gala ball. So this year, just so you know, every year there's a special theme and a special honoree. And this year it is none other than Rei Kawakubo of Comme des Garçons. All right. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Comme des Garçons. Hopefully you have, because it's just a wonderful line. But Rei, she's a 74-year-old designer.
Yes.
She's just a pioneer and icon when it comes to fashion. And her whole catalyst for fashion isn't just doing what's ordinary, you know, or what's, you know, you're just going to put on every day. She really creates true pieces of art. And a fun fact, let's see here. She will be the only second living designer to be given a solo show at the Met Gala. The first one was Yves Saint Laurent in 1983. So a very special honor for Ms. Rei Kawakubo.
That's awesome.
And let's just get started. Let's talk fashion.
All right, well, we'll jump right on in, and we're going to start off with one of the hosts of the evening. We're not going to talk about the other host because she had some issues on social media earlier this week, so we didn't want to get into that. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and look up what's going on with Katy Perry, and that's why she can't. We ain't talking about her today. But we're going to talk about Pharrell and his beautiful wife, Helen, and they came attired in the Comme des Garçons line, and Pharrell wore this moto jacket with some distressed denim and a plaid shirt, and his wife wore this red jumpsuit. You know, it's
We don't know what it is.
We don't know what it is, but it is a signature of this style /
Yes.
line
Yeah.
and what she does, what Ray does. Like,
Yeah.
so they came to represent who they were there to represent. So what did you guys think?
And I'm just going to insert something really quickly here that I didn't mention before. So the designer, she's known for just doing 3D type looks. She's known for like what they say lumps and bumps when it comes to
Yes.
fashion. So it's not about looking super slim or skinny. It's really about dimension and shape and it taking on a whole new form. So that being said, I can truly appreciate what Ms. Pharrell's wife was doing. Helen. But if I had to rate them as a couple, they're not my favorite dress couple. And because I feel like Pharrell, he could have brought his game
He looked like he going to the grocery store.
I felt like I was like, is he going to the movies? Or
Yes.
why is his pants always so dang short? Like,
Yeah.
it's not raining right now.
He was
Why are you
super.
wearing
He was super inspired by Michael Jackson, so he always wants to show his side.
I mean, he just didn't have a care in the world. And not only is he attending the event, he's
He's
also one of the hosts.
Yeah,
Because there were several
yeah.
hosts.
Yes.
So he, of
No.
all people, should have gotten the memo that he needed to do something a little more
Yes.
than nothing for this event. And he fell flat.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, if Wifey was gonna come, she went all the way in, obviously,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all the way, and he could have like gone halfway in
I know.
instead of an eighth.
I
Like
know.
he could have given us a little bit more than that, for sure.
My favorite part was the shoes, though. When I first saw this outfit, I was like, "Oh wow, it's an outfit." But then you get to the shoes, you're like, "Did she break her foot? Like, what's going on?" Like,
Are you wearing a boot,
what's with
girl?
that? Like, I mean, at least put some heels on or something. But the whole outfit and the shoes,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
It's a lot, but you know it's interesting. It makes
It
us
is.
laugh.
It makes a
brings us
statement.
joy. Like she
Exactly.
was trying something. You know.
I like the color though. Color's pretty.
The color is pretty.
I'll say
And that blonde hair, like blonde was super in tonight, which we will talk about a little later. But get it, girl. I don't necessarily know that I would ever wear that walking down the street, but if I get invited to the Met Gala and you want to put me in a
This is
3D
the,
bag,
this is
I'ma
the
do
one
it.
night
I know.
to do it.
Yes,
Let's
this
just
is
say
the one
that.
night to do it.
Okay.
Outside the
Exactly.
box.
Right.
All right. All right. Next up, we had Miss Tracee Ellis Ross, who also wore the Line Comme des Garçons. And it was a blue brocade coat dress with an exaggerated collar. And she had an Edie Parker clutch and chain link strappy heels on with her hair pulled back real nice and tight. What did y'all think?
I think she killed it. And I think for me, in my opinion, there were two people that just I was amazed with. And I'm sure the other
We'll
one is
get there.
coming up. We'll get there.
We'll get
But
there.
I think what Tracee wore was a much more wearable version of what my favorite person wore. But I think she killed it. And that's what I expect from Tracee Ellis Ross. She takes fashion risks. I love that she wore the designer. I love the angularness of it. I like the color. I'm happy with it.
All
Yeah.
right. Would
I
you
like
wear
the-
it, Marlena?
I don't know if I would wear that specifically. I don't know if I like the shape as much. I feel like there's a lot going on. I love the color in her, and I love how she balanced it out with the nice simple shoes, the hair slicked back. So at least there was some balance.
Yeah.
But I feel like the brocade and the color and the shape is a lot going on for me. I would have liked to see like maybe a streamlined design, or if she did that shape, not to have the brocade on there too.
Yes.
But I love the color in her. I think she looks beautiful in that bright blue.
Yeah, the blue is perfect, and I actually really agree with you. I love the oddness of the shape and the big collar and the sleeves. I wish it wasn't a brocade fabric.
Yeah.
Or if it was brocade, then it needed to be pared down for me a
Yeah.
little bit more, because otherwise it kind of looks like your couch, and I
Yeah.
don't really like
I'm getting
couches.
like-
See, I'm just
like-
not about pared down.
I'm not about
Especially for
paring
this
down,
event.
but I feel like the statement for me at least is in the shape,
Okay,
not
I
in.
can-
And
I
I'm
feel-
I'm not a
I feel
fan of
that.
brocade to begin with.
Yeah, it
so
just reminds me of Grandma's curtains.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen that pattern
Exactly.
at Grandma's house.
Exactly. And you already have a blast of amazing color, and you have a
Right.
wild shape. Like, to
Yeah.
me, the brocade was just extra unnecessariness. But, somebody thought it was fabulous. It just wasn't me. But she looked beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Next up on the team, Miss Zendaya walked down this red carpet, and she decided, girl, I'm going to blow my hair out, and I'm going to put on this Dolce & Gabbana full-skirted floral off-the-shoulder dress, and I'm going to just walk down here with the birds just floating with
I
me.
know.
What did you think?
What'd you think?
I love Zendaya. She's such a beautiful girl. I love her. I love her hair. I love how graceful she looks. But the birds, it's killing me with the birds. Why do you have parrots on your dress? Like, I mean, at least pick a more elegant bird. But a big old parrot, it's not.
What
working.
bird would be more elegant than a parrot?
What would you
Maybe
like
a
to see?
hummingbird or
okay.
I don't know,
A
a
delicate
swan or
hummingbird,
something.
a
But
swan.
a parrot, I mean, it's too much. And I hate to say it because I love her. She's such a beautiful
Yes.
girl, but
Yes.
I'm not feeling the birds.
What'd you think?
I really didn't know what to think, really, because it was just sort of like, it looked like a circus tent walking down for me, and I wasn't, and I love color,
Yeah.
and I love pattern, but I agree, it's a
gotta-
parrot.
I
Like,
feel
it
like
just
she's
looked
gonna have
weird.
a place to hide the crackers for the birds.
It's
you know?
just-
She got some
Aw.
saltines in the little there's so much fabric.
It's like a Disney princess that went AWOL. Like, I don't know, the bird was too much. And I love me some blown out hair, but with the
Yeah.
blown out hair and the birds, it
Yeah,
was like,
it's too much.
it was a nest. It
Yeah.
was the birds. I didn't love it.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
with you guys, but in my opinion, I feel like there were far worse offenders.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah,
you
for
know.
Far
sure.
worse.
We ain't doing
Yeah.
comparisons
This
yet.
is true.
I know.
This is true. But I love the hair, and I think we've come to expect some fashion risks when it
Of
comes
course,
from
yes.
Zendaya. So I do like that she, attempted to step outside the box. At least she didn't show up in a Tommy Hilfiger
That's true.
dress or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's gonna be beautiful regardless. I
Exactly.
mean, and her shoulders and
I know.
like in the makeup.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone could
The
pull it
makeup
off,
and
it'd be
hair was
her.
fabulous.
But
You
yeah,
know, it
yeah,
is
I
what
love
it
her
is.
hair here. I think
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's just the dress.
It just was doing a lot. It was just a lot, you know.
Probably want a
it was.
cracker.
Exactly. Oh goodness. Well, now we want to talk a little bit about some menses, okay? Because
Menses.
the menses aren't usually all that interesting, but they tried to do a little something this time. We had Michael B. Jordan on the red carpet in his cornrows. We'll talk about that
Those
in
are
a minute.
cornrows? I
Honey,
didn't notice
yes,
that.
honey, he had cornrows, and he
Oh.
wore a double-breasted tartan tux by Ralph Lauren collection with gold buttons and navy suede lace-up shoes. What do you think?
I mean, we talk about all the time how it's tough for men to really, have some variation on the red carpet
Yeah.
outside of the typical black tuxedo. That being said, I know he tried to do something different, but I don't know if this all over tartan plaid pattern
Yeah.
was the way to go different, because there were some other men on the red carpet that I think really killed it and did something different.
Yeah.
And this wasn't one of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He did not kill it for you. How about you?
Yeah, I don't
Marlena?
know. I have a love-hate relationship with this outfit because I love the fit of it, and I think he did try to think outside the box, but it's just giving me the grandpa flannel sheet vibe. And I hate to say it because I love Michael, but
I know.
again, I don't know, it's a miss for me.
Yeah.
And with the shoes too, it's like it's too much.
Yeah. Brother, you so fine.
I
And I
know.
just
I
don't even
know.
I don't even know what to do with this.
I know.
I actually think the thing that's throwing it off for me the most is the white shirt underneath.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's painful for me to look
Yeah.
at that with the white shirt.
Do you think
and
if he wore like a tonal shirt with the suit, like maybe a dark navy or
maybe
something,
a dark
you think that would've-
navy, it would have
would've been
slicked it
better.
out a little bit, but something
Yeah.
about the white shirt made it super cheesy, and then he
Yeah.
had the cornrows and baby hairs laid down, and I
Yeah.
couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he's working on a movie, and that's why he has the, I'm not judging cornrows by any means. I wear them all the time.
Yeah.
But I just, I don't
Just
know.
not with the plaid flannel.
With the plaid flannel, the white shirt, the suede lace-up shoes.
I know.
Too much.
You cute though, baby. I
Yeah,
love you.
yeah.
I would still marry you. Like,
He
it's
could wear a
not-
paper bag and be fine.
You know,
so
we
we'll let him
still-
slide
A
on this
paper
one.
bag might have been better.
You know,
Okay.
and we all would have been thrilled to
right.
see that too. All right, so we're gonna move back to some young ladies. Mrs. Zoe Kravitz was on the red carpet, and she wore this custom Oscar de la Renta Marilyn Monroe inspired moment. It was a pale pink gown with textured black bodice and black lined attached cape, and she rocking her super short, sexy blonde pixie. What did you think?
I actually like this one. At first glance, I was like, ooh, pink. It's a hard
Yeah.
color, especially that baby pink.
Yeah.
But I actually like this. I think the black on the inside of the cape and the top part kind of tones it down.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's a streamlined fit, I feel like it makes her be able to pull off that color a bit more. And I actually like it with the blonde hair. I think it works well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Giving
I
me
would-
some little like vintage Barbie vibes.
Totally agree. I love it. I
Yeah.
feel like the hair for me is what made it work,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise something's always cheesy to me about that color pink. But
Yeah.
that striking blonde hair and the super short, chic little cut, like I think that worked for me a lot.
I kind of agree with you too. I had to look at it for a while, and then finally I fell in love with it. And I feel like she's becoming, or maybe she's already there, she's becoming one of those, it girls where she can literally put on anything,
Yeah,
and she
and
looks
look amazing.
absolutely beautiful. With the bone structure of her face.
Yes.
Now she cut off all her dreads. Like she could just rock it all. So I love it.
Just so darn pretty.
I
Dang
know.
it. You're just so pretty.
Yeah.
Speaking of pretty, Jaden Smith decided he was going to come too. And he cut off his hair and he held it in his hand as a purse.
I didn't even realize what it was.
It was his cutoff dress.
I know. I
Yes,
was
it
like,
was
what is
his
it here? Is
dreadlock.
this like a whip? What is it? And I looked, I'm like, that's his hair?
That's his hair, girl. And he was.
I thought it was like
sorry,
an-
I'm laughing and I should like.
I know. I thought maybe it was an ad for Locks for Love or
You
something. And I was like, okay, that'd be a good ad picture. But
Is it a sash, honey? Like,
Yeah.
we don't know what's happening, but the outfit was a Louis Vuitton ensemble with this big overcoat and some real glossy, shiny boots, because his boots was shined real good. Somebody was like, polish your boots, honey. Because they were grill shiny. But I mean, you know, he did his thing. And he had something on his teeth. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if he
he
was
did.
rocking a grill or
He did.
what. I didn't select a picture that was showing it, but because
he
I
did.
saw it after the fact. But I was like, did you wear a grill to the Met? But you know, I love me some Jaden Smith. So
Yeah.
honey, if you want to carry your hair as a handbag, then why not?
I know.
And we all know he's androgynous. He loves
Yes.
taking risks. So if anybody was going to pull off this look, it was going to be him.
Yes.
I love that he did something different. I love that he wasn't. Well, he would never show up in a tux or a
Of
regular
course,
suit
yeah.
anyway. So the dreads as a purse. I don't know. Maybe there was some special attachment to it because he'd actually cut his dreads off.
Yeah, a while
like
ago.
a couple weeks
It's been
ago.
a couple weeks.
Yeah,
so
it's been a
he's
while.
been holding on to
They
him.
were
Yeah,
Are
so
they dusty at this point?
I
Like,
don't
keep
know.
Well, it was like-
Doesn't it like get dried up? Like,
Who was it that just said, "Oh, I know.
let's put a rubber
Let's
band
carry
around
your
him and
dreads."
just hang
I know,
up. Like,
you're missing something from the outfit. What is it? Oh yeah, some hair. Let me go
Yeah,
grab that.
so that I just don't get. You know, maybe he's trying to portray the freedom from his from his locks. I don't get
freedom.
it.
That's what it is.
But I did appreciate the ensemble.
I appreciate the
Yeah.
ensemble.
I
I'm
like the
confused.
outfit, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just would like to have a conversation with the person that decided to have him hold his hair.
Yeah.
Just because I want to know, like, what made you
And
come up
then
with that?
where did he put it when he went inside to like eat? Like that's
Yeah.
nasty.
He held on to it. He said
That's
you could sit down. You would sit
nasty.
down next to Jaden with your dinner, and he would have his hair right on the
Hell
table.
no.
You put your clutch
Nasty.
on the table. He puts his
Where
hair
did
on the
it
table.
go?
No.
And then it's like you have to wash your hands a million times, like before.
Oh,
I mean,
No.
it's not like there's product and whatnot in the hair. It's all
It's
dead,
hair.
you know,
It's hair.
done.
It's nasty.
Why is everybody so afraid of hair?
No,
Like,
I didn't say
oh
I'm
my God, I
afraid
found a
of
piece
it.
of hair. No, but people freak out. Like if you find a hair in your food,
Yeah,
and like,
oh,
what is that? Like it's just hair.
It's still
Because
gross.
it's dead.
Yeah.
If it's
Like,
not
I think
my
so.
hair
Yeah.
and
But
next to
even
my
my
food,
own
I have
hair.
a problem with it.
Yeah.
If I saw my hair like in the garbage, if I'm pulling out my brush, I throw it in there. I still have a reaction. I'm like,
Okay,
ooh,
the
no.
garbage is one thing, but when you're eating and drinking, no.
All right. Sorry, Jaden. We don't want to have dinner with your hair on the table.
Mm.
We're going to move on to Miss Kerry Washington. She was wearing a silver and black patchwork gown by Michael Kors and head-to-toe accessories by the designer also. And she popped on this little new wig number, honey. It
I
was blunt.
love
It was
it.
bobbed. It was short and sexy. What
Yeah.
did you think?
You know what's funny? I think her look was better suited for last year's Met Gala.
Yes, it was.
Much
the
better
robot,
suited.
I forget what the
Man
thing
Against
was.
Machine
Man
or
Against
something.
Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was much better suited, and she's pretty, likes to keep to the theme. I love the hair. The jury's out on her dress. I'm still trying to figure out if I like it because I only saw it from the side.
Yeah.
Like a profile. I don't know. What do y'all think?
See, I'm like total opposite. I love her dress on her because she has such a nice figure, and I kind of like the patchwork design, but I wasn't feeling her hair as much.
Really?
But
Okay.
she's my girl crush though. I gotta say, like she's my girl.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling the bangs on her. I feel like it takes away from her gorgeous face. I don't know. There's something about it.
Yeah, she has a pronounced forehead and pouty lips. Like you want to sort of.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
wanna
that's
see
sort of
it.
her thing because
Right?
when she wears it slightly pulled back with the little
Yeah.
bump, it's a thing.
See,
But-
to me,
so I
it
get
framed her face, and I could really
does.
see her features.
Yeah.
Her cheekbones and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, I buy it though. I do think theme wise, I see it last year. I don't really get it
Yeah, I don't get it
for
either.
this year, and for
Yeah.
me, that's disappointing because she is actually one that usually
Gets it.
gets it and does something with the theme that's interesting. So I would have liked to see something else.
Yeah.
The dress is interesting, and I was interested that it was Michael Kors.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it fit her that well because
Yeah.
it didn't. There were every angle that I saw, it looked like baggy in places that maybe it wasn't supposed to be, and I
Oh,
just
yeah.
wasn't. And maybe it was just because there's cutouts and patches, and I don't know, but
Yeah.
it wasn't that great to me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So we're gonna move on to another sassy woman that be blowing up the primetime screen. Miss Priyanka Chopra showed up in
Oh
this
my
Ralph Lauren
God.
collection trench gown that she
amazing.
said, y'all,
My
required 3 people
God.
to get her into the limo.
What?
And because that gown was trailing behind her for 12 feet. It just went on and on and on. And she wore these little black sexy booties and a whole lot of bling. Her earrings were big as my face. It was.
Wow.
That is one of
Yeah.
the most fabulous things I've ever seen.
I know. I love this picture of her.
You didn't like it?
I loved it.
Oh,
no,
I,
she was actually.
Oh my God! Just the whole concept of turning the iconic trench coat
Yes.
into a gown, whether it worked with the theme or not, I don't care. But
Yeah.
I think it was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what kind of material it was. Like,
I
was
have
it silk
no
or-
idea.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it looked
she looked
weighty.
beautiful.
That train just was heavy behind her, and she looked like she was gonna beat somebody up. And like, it was great. I didn't know where it fit with the theme for me.
But just
but
gorgeous.
I didn't care.
This
I didn't
one.
care either.
Yeah,
care.
me either.
It was fabulous.
And she's hot. Like,
Yeah. It looks amazing.
I think the boot she paired with it was absolutely perfect.
Yes.
I think had she worn a heel, it would have completely
Yeah.
changed the dynamic of the look. So I'm glad that she did that shoe. Oh,
And I love
everything
the
else
hair
was-
with it too. The hair pulled back so
Yes.
you can see the big collar and everything.
collar
it's
just
such
there.
a powerful outfit. I love it.
Yes,
God.
and it's so sexual. Like she ain't
Yes.
like almost shoulder with no bra strap. Like there was everything just worked. I loved everything about it.
I think this was my favorite outfit of the whole night.
It was one of my favorites.
It was definitely on my
Yeah.
top. I don't know yet who's my favorite, but we're gonna almost finish up. We got our little Miss Rihanna, who always comes for the occasion, guys. Every time,
Rihanna
honey.
doesn't play.
She does not play. She went all the way in her Comme des Garçons look.
Yeah.
Straight off the fall 2016 runway, that was an architectural wonder, they say. It was a conceptual gown consisting of layers of floral fabric cutouts. Plus, she was wearing all kind of bogery gems, and she had lace-up heels all the way up her thigh. And a high bun and bangs, and this very interesting like makeup situation.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
she
with
looked
the
like
reds.
rose petals. Like
Yeah.
it was just.
I don't know. It threw me off her makeup. Like I don't have a problem with the outfit. I think it's actually really cool looking, but the makeup is killing me. I just want to like give me a beauty blender. Let me tap some of that blush off, Rihanna. Like, it's
Take
too
the petals
much.
off your cheeks,
I
girl. You already
know.
got them on your chest.
Yeah.
Like,
But if
yeah.
anyone can pull this outfit off, of course it's her. Like she can pull off the most extreme outfits and make it look good. But I was not feeling that makeup at all.
I disagree. I loved everything. I loved everything about her look, and just from the makeup to the hair to the outfit, she completely embodies what this night is all about. In my opinion, she just. I mean, it's first of all, she's wearing the designer. Second of all, it's just so avant-garde and like up close. You know,
Yeah.
it was completely three-dimensional, and she basically stuck to the character.
Yes.
You know, the dress. The petals on her face, the hair, because I think had she, strayed away from it, it would have been a little disjointed. So she was the belle of the ball.
She went all the way in,
She went
honey.
all the way in.
That's all I can say. She went all the way in, and she's beautiful and perfect, and anybody that can wear a strap-up lacy shoe all the way up your thigh
I know.
and still be
And-
okay.
I
like
know.
it
Yeah.
don't look like sausage casing.
I-
like I was just like,
I know. I
like,
cannot wear
girl.
those lace
Yeah.
ups. Like it looks like
No.
the Pillsbury Doughboy where you open the thing and it's like.
yeah,
it's-
she like this. It would
She
never
was,
work
she
in
was
real
probably
life.
fasting for a couple
Yeah,
days.
I
Now
know.
let's not get it twisted.
Well, that's a couple days. I need to fast for like a couple centuries before I'm gonna put that on.
Yeah.
But
Like-
get it? I mean, it's a wonder. Like whoever, like it just. Who
Yeah.
I
makes-
wonder how long.
How did you get
it
in
took
it?
to dress her? Yeah.
Yes. How do you get in it? How do you
Yeah.
move? How do you like? But it's
How does
beautiful.
she sit down in that?
I don't know.
You don't.
You
sit
don't.
like
You
this.
just-
you just
You
stand. and
stand
pose,
and you
honey.
lean.
Yeah.
You
pose.
stand and you lean.
Yes.
You don't sit.
Yeah.
And you know she was tired when it was over, y'all, because when she went to the after party, she had her pajamas on. She literally had a robe on and some
I know,
slippers.
she's like, I'm done with
I
this.
was like, I took that dress off, I'm putting my robe on, and some sunglasses. 'cause
Yeah.
That's important.
Do we have Solange in here?
We don't have Solange.
Because Solange, like, I loved her look. Basically, she looked like
she wore a puffer coat.
like
by-
puffer coat, puffer pants. She did it right because she's like, look, I'm gonna be comfortable, but I'm
Yes.
still gonna, stick
Still
to
to
this,
the- yeah.
idea. So yeah.
They did it all. So
did.
we're going to close it out with a couple because we opened with the couple. So we're closing out with Miss J-Lo and her new boo thing, Mr. A-Rod. And J-Lo wore this classic powder blue caped Maison Valentino gown with tons of Harry Winston jewelry just dripping all over her body. And he wore a navy tux because, he tried to do something.
Okay. So here's my thing. We were actually talking about this before we got started.
Yes.
I was disappointed by a lot of what we saw on the runway for this event because a lot of people were dressing like, they just came from Coachella or they could be going to the MTV Awards or to the Oscars. I was actually really disappointed
Me too.
with her dress. She
Yeah.
looks
It's-
like she's coming from the Golden Globes or the Oscars.
Exactly.
Like
It's
you
nothing
expect so much
unique.
more from her.
Yeah, and she wears the same type of look all the time, the very flowy pastel type dress. It's like, okay, we get it. We've seen it already. I want to see something different on you. You know,
She
think
just-
outside the box.
She just did some award show, some Latin awards. Or
Yeah, she did the Latin
something.
Awards where she had the laser cut out dress that was all over her. Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
bang. Like,
Yeah, it was amazing.
where was that?
That's why
Yeah.
she did
I
this.
know.
I'm going to differ from all of you because she looks like a cloud of heaven, and she's got this big 70s ponytail, Bridget Bardot-ness going on that I'm obsessed with. And does it
Yeah.
make any sense at all for this runway? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it's blue. She looks beautiful. Her makeup is flawless,
Yeah.
and she looks like a goddess.
Yeah.
And she was dancing her soul off to Migos and was caught on camera. So
But it's just boring to me. It's
Yes,
not
yeah.
boring.
She's so beautiful.
But she's
Yeah.
always going to be beautiful.
And she's
Jennifer
always-
Lopez.
Yeah.
You know, she's always going to
But
give
the
beauty.
ponytail and the frosty lips.
Child,
Yeah.
please.
I
She is
felt like
so
it was
boring.
like Studio 54.
She's so boring.
Circa-
It was so expected. It just looked like she went to another
y'all
show.
just-
I was really
Just
shocked.
mean.
And like when I
Just
saw her, I'm like, really? That's Jennifer Lopez?
Cold. She looks like heaven, and you guys are crushing her.
She looks like heaven at an award show.
I
For
know.
this event, go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Come
But,
on.
you
Something
know,
different.
she has like 1,500 jobs though, so maybe she was just tired and
I
didn't want to
know.
have to put all that on.
She can't afford to be
She's
tired.
got-
She's Jennifer Lopez.
But that's the point. Like she's like, she just wore like 5 dresses for that Latin Awards thing, and she's got
And
a
this is
TV
one
show,
or
and she's
two.
got a dance TV show. She was just tired. She was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do all that. I just want to be
was
pretty.
So
Yeah.
bored.
She was just gonna be
Yeah, me
pretty.
too.
So boring.
Well,
I was disappointed.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fine, they can be bored, so we'll move on to something that's not boring, and that's the Makeup Geek queen who's sitting in between us. All right, y'all. So, Makeup Geek started as a YouTube situation. You were a music teacher, and then you decided, I just love makeup. I'm gonna just start doing this on YouTube. Like when nobody really doing nothing on YouTube
Yeah,
like this.
I know.
And then now you're like a multi-million-dollar company that you've grown for the last 9-10 years.
Amazing.
Yep.
How, why, when, where?
I know.
Tell us. We all want to
And
know.
Jill, like, when did you start your channel?
I started in 2008. So it's been,
Wow.
it's been 9 years. Makes me feel so dang old.
Girl.
Like-
Girl, please.
I know.
No.
But yeah, it was just a hobby. I was a music teacher for so many years, and I just wasn't in love with it. It wasn't my passion. I always loved makeup. I was that kid with the Barbie doll that I would do the makeup on its head.
Mhm.
And I was like, I could do this as a career. So I just started filming YouTube videos. I was like, I didn't care. I was like, let me just upload it. And then an audience grew, and then I just turned it into a business, and it took off from there.
When you were doing the YouTube videos to start out, was it just like, oh, this is fun for me? Or you were sort of thinking that, I want to figure out how I can turn this into something? Like, how were you viewing YouTube in 2008?
It was just a hobby. It was because I was teaching at the same time, and I just wanted something as an escape, and I loved makeup, so it was just a fun way for me to interact with people online and get to play with makeup. And then over time, I was like, I think I could turn this into something, a paycheck. So then I started the Makeup Geek site, and then started the cosmetic brand, and then I quit teaching and just went full force with it.
How long was it before you were able to comfortably quit teaching and then you felt like I can really go do this full time and this is going to be my thing?
It took about 2 years or so.
That's
so
it?
That's it.
So what did you start, like, were you monetizing your YouTube channel before the whole concept started with makeupgeek.com?
Yeah, so
wow.
Makeup Geek, the cosmetic line was 2011, so it took me a few years to get that started.
Okay.
But between that time, I just earned money through YouTube, the site itself, and just promoting other people's products, and then used all my YouTube earnings to fund the actual cosmetic line.
What was the most challenging part about sort of figuring your way through the how to make this something that's financially viable, and then sort of you move into developing a cosmetic line? What were some of the hurdles that were?
I think I was trying to figure out the process of getting the makeup made, because I spent 2 years going to so many different labs. I mean, I was in my car driving all over the country, talking to people. I got shut out so many times. So they wouldn't take me seriously. So it was hard getting manufacturers to work with, and then just once they got it made, figuring out the whole process of, okay, how are we going to get this stuff shipped out? So we did it all from my mom's basement, and my parents pitched in. My dad was sitting there taping stuff up. My parents would be arguing while I was getting packages out the door, fighting over the tape dispenser. And so it started just in my parents' basement, and then we grew
Now,
into
at that
office.
time, like, I can't remember when Michelle Phan came on the scene. Like, were you before her?
I think we were
and,
about
like,
the same
at same
time.
time? Because did you have someone that you can kind of, like, look to, you know, in terms of, like, okay, I see what she's doing. Maybe I can kind of figure it out. Did you have anybody, like, in that world?
Not really.
Wow.
Not really. There was one girl that started before me. It was Lauren Luke. She had started some YouTube videos right before, and that's where I was like, oh, you can actually post videos about makeup. So that's where I kind of got the idea. But as far as the growing the business part, it was honestly a trial by error. It was like flying by the seat of my pants.
Wow.
The whole way.
Wow. Now, I read that you said, I think it was in the Forbes article, maybe a couple years ago, a year and a half ago, that you were talking about mentors and how difficult it was to find
It's so
a
hard.
positive like mentor in the business. Do you feel like, how did that sort of influence what you were doing and how you move forward? Because especially in a business that sort of feels closed and like you're knocking on doors and can't get in, like how did you sort of navigate that without a mentor?
Just plowing through, honestly, just trial and error. So I started off with the eyeshadows, and then because I'd already built up an audience on YouTube, I had the fan base and the customer base. So it was like, well, let me just start with one product, see how it does. I was not expecting it to be what it is today. I was like, I'm just going to sell eyeshadows to make some side money so I can quit teaching. And then that started doing well. So I was like, okay, well, let me make some lipsticks. And then those started selling. So it was a really gradual, organic thing. And I just kept plowing through it and just learned lessons along the way as far as who to work with manufacturers and how to promote to my audience. So it was a lot of trial and error.
Well, obviously, a lot of trials that worked out really well.
Yeah,
It worked
I know.
out really well.
So tell us a little bit more about your brand. Like, what do you stand for? Your channels of selling, like all that.
So it's all an online company, and it's all based off of, I want to provide something for everyone. I don't want anyone to be left out. So the basis of our company is that we're not going to charge ridiculous prices. So it's a fair price, but the quality is really high. So I definitely believe in it being like made in the US, being cruelty free, and then including everyone. So I make sure that the colors work for the super pale girls to my beautiful chocolate girls and everyone in between. And I feel like other companies haven't done that. I feel like they always cater it to the middle part, and it's like when you see foundations come out with other companies, it's like, okay, the darkest shade you had is caramel, really? That's what you could do? So I felt like there was kind of a niche of what was missing that everyone wasn't included. So I wanted everyone to feel part and provide just great quality stuff that wasn't going to cost you an arm and a leg to get.
So how do you keep your prices down?
Selling directly to customers. So without me being in like a Sephora, Ulta, or having a brick and mortar store, I cut the cost and expense for having that. And so since I can sell directly to people's doorstep, it allows me to be able to sell it cheaper. So that's kind of been the business model.
So where do you see it? Oh, we're like, where do you see it now? I mean, in 10 years, you've done remarkable things.
Yeah.
Like, so where do you sort of see it going and other things that you want to kind of explore in the business?
I think, well, I have a couple other businesses coming out next year, which I can't say what they are yet. But so I'll be expanding outside of the makeup line.
Okay.
And then the Makeup Geek line will be completely extensive. We'll have foundations, concealers, everything from start to
I
finish.
can see you getting into hair.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
nice hair, those highlights. I have another question though, because you've been so like hands-on and like really like figuring out how to even make the makeup and all of that. And one of the big things that's sort of going on right now, like yes, cruelty-free and all that, like this whole like organic and what's healthy for us and how the beauty industry isn't really regulated in terms of chemicals and what's happening in the
It's true,
products.
yeah.
Like where do you sort of fall on that spectrum and how would you like to see that sort of work in your business?
I definitely am really strict about it. So we follow the European regulations because they're way stricter than US. US is like, you could put whatever. You could
Like
put some like petroleum,
cannibals,
like,
animals,
I
whatever.
know. Got some tar in the back from the car. You could slap that on, make some mascara out of it. But I'm really strict by following Europe standards because they're really, really intense with their regulations. So I definitely believe in having the purest ingredients possible, and definitely cruelty-free is a big thing for me.
Sure.
I don't want to hurt any animals. I love
it.
I love dogs.
We don't want to hurt the animals either.
And how has like social media outlets, how has that influenced your business? Do you sell a lot like on Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff?
It's huge. I think YouTube has been our biggest earnings for the company. So
Wow.
it's all grown from social media. If social media did not exist, I don't think I'd have the company.
Interesting. Do you feel like the saturation now? Because it's sort of like there's a lot of beauty
There's a
bloggers and everybody's
lot.
kind of trying to do it. How has that influenced your business at all? Or
It
how
has
you
a
look at-
little bit, just because it is more competitive. So me on my personal channel hasn't grown as much as it used to, just because it is so oversaturated. But I think because I provide something different with the makeup and I keep it solid with the quality and our reputation's really good, as long as I stay consistent, it'll keep going strong.
Do you ever collaborate with any other beauty bloggers out there? Do you guys do that kind of, like, in terms of your line?
Yeah, we just had Manny MUA. We had his palette last year. We have another collaboration we're working on for this fall that will come out. So every year we try. Oh, and then we did Kathleen Lights. She was one of them too. So every year we try to feature at least one or two influencers that we could collaborate with.
Awesome.
Yeah, so stay
awesome.
tuned.
All right. We will stay tuned, but where do they stay tuned and how do they find the makeup and where do they find you and all of that good stuff?
MakeupGeek.com, and then my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook is all Makeup Geek Cosmetics, and then my personal name is Marlena Stell.
All right. So that's where you
I
guys go
love
ahead
it.
and find her and buy her products because they worked and they look really great.
It does look. What color is that
love
one?
it. Doggone
I put
it,
you on
it's
the
in
spot.
my purse.
It looks beautiful though.
And I totally had it. I read it and read it. I was like, I'm going to remember what it is. I literally have it in my purse.
great.
It's a lipstick.
Yes, it's
Okay.
a cream.
Yeah.
Satin. Oh, geez, what it's like almost blue.
Oh, is it Wild Child?
No, I'll know
Okay.
it was. Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
We'll find it
I'll
out.
tweet it, y'all, and let you know which one it
looks
is
really
because
good,
I
though.
love it so much. It's great. But thank you very much. The products are wonderful, guys. Make sure you guys check her out at makeupgeek.com and follow her all over Twitter and Instagrams, and you know how you do. You know, follow all that stuff.
Yes.
All right. Well, we did it, guys. We're done.
did it.
It's
We're
like
done.
already over. It goes
You
so
have
fast.
to come back.
I
You have to
know.
share some like makeup tips
Yeah.
for spring or maybe preparing for an event.
I
Like we want to
know.
hear all the insider
Oh,
juice.
yeah.
And we
I
want to
got-
know the scoop on what you got coming up that you can't talk
Yes.
about yet.
I know. I can't talk about it yet. It's top secret.
I
We'll
love
have to
it.
come
I
back
got
for
everyone on
that.
lockdown. I'm like, no one talks about it till next year.
No, see, but we'll have to have you back next year, and we'll learn all
Yeah.
about that even more, and you can give us all a makeover.
Yes.
Yes. All right,
Sounds good.
cool. All right, guys. So, Deanna, where's everybody going to find you in the meantime, in between time?
yawn. Everybody can find me on Instagram and Twitter at It's Me, Deanna V.
All right. Remind us again, Marlena, where you at on Twitter and Instagram?
Marlena Stell and Makeup Geek.
All right, guys. You can find me everywhere at Stuart Starlet on Instagrams and the Twitters and all of that stuff. And you can also follow us at BHL Fashion 411 on Instagram. Check out the pictures. We'll post everything that we talked about on the show. We'll remind you where to go to get Makeup Geek in case you forgot. And we will hopefully see you the next time we're here, which I believe is going to be the BET Awards, or I
Yep,
think that's what's up
coming up
next. We
soon,
never
yeah.
know. So we'll let y'all know. We'll be tweeting it out. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you next time. Bye.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African-American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.